Good afternoon, everybody. And today we have one seminar this regarding Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav, and ICFRI. They have asked us to organize every week one program for up to 15th August. Uh, Today is we are celebrating 6th July. Um we are celebrating World Zoonoses Day, and 6th July is celebrated as Zoonotic Day. I think all of you are from zoology background. You must have studied zoology in your uh, graduation and other courses. And zoonosis, I think you must be having some idea. Zoonotic diseases means the diseases transmitted by animals. They are zoonotic diseases. And why this today is significant? 6th July is significant means in 1885, Louis Pasteur, I think you must have studied about microbiology. Louis Pasteur is father of immunology. He first invented vaccine. Louis Pasteur. He has administered this rabies infected attenuated saliva of rabies infected dog saliva into human being, a man bitten by dog, and he prevented this rabies from spreading to that rabies infection in that person. And he successfully this administered this vaccine, rabies vaccine, from infected dog to man, and successfully he has prevented rabies disease in that man, Louis Pasteur. And to commemorate that 6th July, and every year they are celebrating this World Zoonotic Day. And zoonotic diseases are very important, as you are know. Zoonotic diseases, the diseases, they are directly or indirectly spread from animals, all vertebrate animals, not vector borne diseases. Vectors means that insect vectors, and they are not zoonotic diseases, but they transmit from other vertebrate animals. The vertebrate animals, as you know, the vertebrates, you know, no? Fishes, amphibians, reptiles, birds, and mammals, all are vertebrate animals. And these causing organisms, what are the causing organisms? The viruses, bacteria, fungi, and nematodes, tapeworms, helminth worms, uh, some other parasites. They are transmitted, and they are from animals to man, and causes diseases in human beings as well as in animals also. Sometimes animals will act as reservoirs sometimes. And as you know, recently this coronaviral diseases, it is transmitted, believed to be transmitted from bats. And it is transmitted like that. Many other viruses, they are transmitted from vertebrate animals to human beings. uh, either they act as carriers, reservoirs, or hosts, and they are transmitted to human beings, and they cause diseases in human beings. And it is estimated that around 75% of the human diseases are uh, transmitted from animals only. 75% are directly, or they are generated from animals only. They cause diseases in animals as well as human beings only. This much is the important. And three-fourth of diseases are uh, caused by animals only. And if we prevent, we can take many um, precautions for preventing these zoonotic diseases. And you can on this, switch on this fan also. I think it will cause noise. You can it is humid. Yeah, in daily life also you have to take many precautions. And in your house also there are many pet animals, cats, dogs. They are the um, major reservoirs, and they spread many diseases. And dog bite will cause, any other animal bite, any carnivore bite will cause rabies. And you have to take precautions. You have to vaccinate your pet dog also, pet cat also, by scratch of E- Cat also, that will cause some bacterial diseases. That disease, if anybody remembers, you can tell. Cat scratch disease, that pathogen name you can tell afterwards, you can refer. And dogs, I think, rabies and other. And not only that, many uh, this some tapeworms also, they take shelter in dogs. And and they will be transmitted to, their eggs are transmitted to human beings. Sometimes they cough, and they will enter into human beings also. Human beings, they will cause it. The tapeworm infection is also spread, some of the. And especially this uh, bovine diseases also, like um, brucellosis, foot and mouth disease, both in cattle as well as other animals and human beings also. It sometimes it will spread uh, brucellosis. And many fungal diseases also spread. I think you must have heard about this mad cow disease. That is from cow. I think those who ate those infected cow's meat, they got that. That is a neurological disorder, mad cow disease. That is encephalitis, some bovine encephalitis. That is because that is not a viral or bacterial disease. It is a prion. Prion, what is prion means? Sometimes these proteins are modified. Sometimes they altered proteins. Their shape is modified, and that causes neurological disorder in brain. That causes. Actually, what happened? My mad cows also, they are infected with this encephalitis disease, because they were also given some animal meat to cows, and some modified proteins. These prions are the modified proteins, altered proteins, defective proteins. They entered into brain and they caused damage to brain, and that caused mad cow disease. And when human beings ate those meat of those mad cows, human beings also developed that neurological disorder. That brain will become defective, and that mad cow disease, human beings also infected. Not in India, because in India, uh, not reported, but USA it is reported, mad cow disease. Then why I am telling that bovines also be transmitted. In India, this is a common disease. It's tuberculosis. It is spread from milk of bovines, okay, like cow milk, buffalo milk. Without boiling, if you drink, sometimes you will develop, human beings develop this TB, tuberculosis. That what is the parasite? Mycobacterium tuberculosis. That's why you have to boil milk, and then only this process is called pasteurization. You have to boil it up to which temperature? 100 degrees centigrade, or I think until it boiling temperature, until water boiling temperature is 100, but to milk it is slightly less boiling temperature. Up to boiling temperature you will boil it, so that it will be pasteurized, that mycobacterium will be killed, so that you will not get TB. That is.
Three-step process.
Hmm.
Pasteurization can be done in three ways.
Okay.
At lower temperature for 1 hour,
Okay.
which is around 30 degrees to 40.
Okay.
Exact figure I don't know, but the range is 30 to 40.
Okay.
Later on, 72 degrees, we have to put it for half an hour.
Okay.
And faster pasteurization is also reported. That is above 100 degrees.
Okay.
Above 100 degrees, we can put it for just 2 minutes. That is the
I think
best.
branded milk companies, they will do like that only, and they packed milk, pocketed milk. It is
There is
pasteurized
for
milk.
homogenizations. Usually,
Okay.
pasteurization is done. Pasteurization is a basic procedure, but
Okay.
now in the advanced thing, homogenization is done.
Homogenization is also that the bacteria is now UV radiation is also used. Sometimes that also kills bacteria. Anyway, TB is a major problem in India. Tuberculosis, many there are chronic cases, long time infection, many. Uh, Lung infection that causes, and that and not only from milk, it is spread from one human being to other by coughing and sneezing, and that this is a major problem, no? That's why the infected cattle, uh, they will spread, because this disease is common, and bacterial pathogen is also common in both bovines and human beings. uh, this is the major zoonotic disease in India. And many people working in zoos, they also get infected from zoo animals also. Yeah, they should take precautions to prevent zoonotic diseases. And this influenza virus, swine flu, all these are some of the viral diseases also. Not only this bacteria, viral diseases also transmitted by birds, especially this swine flu, avian influenza, that H1N1 virus, no? H1N1 virus, that is spread by birds. Sometimes they have done culling also in Hong Kong and other places. In India also they have when a few years before, when this avian influenza, bird flu, um, was reported, many poultry farms, they have done culling of this the chicken and other chicks. They have done to prevent this swine, avian influenza and bird flu virus cases. Uh, and birds, the poultry birds especially, they are also spreading, and common migratory birds also, they spread these viruses, influenza viruses, and avian influenza viruses and bird flu viruses, they are spreading. And this is a major respiratory diseases they are. And for viral diseases there is no proper treatment also. uh, some vaccination is also not effective, because they change, no? Uh, they change their proteins, the viral, they get mutated immediately. And if vaccine is developed also, every time when they mutated, then new vaccine has to be developed. That is the reason why common flu and other viral diseases, the vaccines, even corona also, the new strains are coming. And this protein structure is important. They modify their protein structure in when they, and that is responsible for the viral coat. This coat proteins, they are important for anchoring viral. What spike proteins they call spike proteins? They anchor to human proteins, because human cell membranes all having this protein layer only, proteins. And the cell wall, cell membrane, plants have cell wall, but animals, they don't have cell wall, only plasma membrane. That is made of proteins only. Proteins will have this intracellular junctions and intracellular junctions. Intercellular junctions are tight junctions,
Gap
uh,
and right change.
gap junctions and tight junctions. And these bacteria viruses enter through gap junctions and tight junctions. Sometimes this coronaviruses and other viruses, they anchor to uh, this gap junctions, uh, on cell wall, on cell membrane, tight junctions on in between the cells, gap junctions inside the cells,
So
and
it
they
is
anchor it.
because of the proteins or due to the genetic material of the very
No, no, the protein first has, it has to be anchored to receptor, no,
uh,
receptor of the cell membrane, and then the genetic material is transferred to
into
animal cells,
so
like lung cells, like
so in this way we call it as the disease is caused with the through the genetic material but not with the prion.
no, not with the proteins. That uh, prions are different. Prions are that some altered proteins in that bovine encephalitis disease. That
They are also the
they are the
viral
brain
bacteria.
proteins, especially in, that are occurring in nervous system. Prions are some of the altered proteins that causes mad cow disease. They are not related to this viral disease. Virus, they have their spike proteins. They will anchor to ACE receptors of human lung cells. And sometimes because the bat, they have different strain, but when they are transmitted to human being, they have mutated, and somehow they have modified their protein, and they have be able to anchor to human cells, and they transfer their genetic material, so that they were multiplied. And not only these bats, recently many diseases, this monkey pox and other diseases, they are spread from because many Africans, countries, the zoonotic diseases are common. Even AIDS virus also transmitted from rhesus monkey. I think the first the virus uh, transmitted to human beings from rhesus monkey and in Africa. Then it is spread all over the world, and still they have not developed any vaccine for AIDS virus, human immunodeficiency virus. Uh, now, AIDS virus is that caused a lot of people died, and more than this COVID deaths. Not only that, even this influenza plague also caused. It was the rats. They have spread this plague bacteria. It is
Yersinia.
the, huh?
Yersinia pestis.
Okay, that bacteria name. That is that rat is the
Vector.
vector. It is a reservoir maybe. Okay,
Fleas are the reservoir.
okay, please.
Rat fleas are the reservoir. Those fleas are
I
spread
think
by rats.
okay, but normally the vertebrate animals they act as reservoirs, and insects they act as vectors. They transmit to human beings. But plague we were able to control now, and many even Spanish flu in more than 100 years before, around 100 years before Spanish flu, that one caused major deaths, and at that time there was no uh, not much developed. This vaccination was not much developed at that time, but now many diseases they have developed vaccines. But now today's topic is this how to control zoonotic diseases. And yeah, we have to be careful with our pet animals and our cattle also, and goat, even pig. Many tapeworm infections are spread by eating pork also. Even they have to be properly uh, helminth helminth parasites. They will enter from beef also. Sometimes the eggs are stored in the beef, and they when human beings consume it, and in human beings also the tapeworm infection occurs. And roundworms also. Roundworms they are spread by many cats, uh, dogs, and other animals. The roundworms, tapeworms, hookworms also. Hookworms also. They many animals, dogs, cats, rats, birds. They act as reservoirs. It is they also secondary hosts, and when human beings come into contact with them, or even though they will be spread by water contamination, food contamination also. Sometimes the pet animals they contaminate water, food in our house, and when uh, even surfaces also they are infected when they urinate, and then fecal material also they will be released this hookworms, roundworms, tapeworms, and they are released into the soil. And when the children they play in the soil, and they without washing, if you the children are not supposed to eat. Otherwise the roundworm infection, hookworm infection, tapeworm infections they are spreading, because from animals to human beings through environment. It is not through direct transmission. Sometimes the dog or pet they lick the children and they transfer, and sometimes uh, direct uh, transfer through environmental contamination. Zoonotic diseases are spreading. And now our today's lecture is to control zoonotic diseases, especially viral diseases, bacterial diseases, and um, through many times even the swine flu, pig, but the virus disease, that also, uh, because the common uh, uh, pathogen for both animals and human beings. Uh, this is not a structured presentation, but I tried to talk on it on this, and you can tell, and some of you can throw light on these zoonotic diseases, and because your mind is fresh, and you have studied recent many diseases you have studied, no? All are from zoology background, and you can. speak on it. What is the opinion on your zoonotic diseases? How to prevent zoonotic diseases in? Uh,
One is avoid eating all this unhealthy meats.
yeah,
So
we
it
our
should be safe.
okay, safe. The eating habits are should be good. Yeah, but this
And
Africans,
safe in
Chinese,
domestic animals.
Africans, Chinese, they would spread lot of diseases by eating wild animals and this monkeypox and other. Uh, Recently, this monkeypox disease also reported in from they they do nonsense. Africans and Chinese, they and they uh, because of them, it is the diseases are spread coming to human beings also. And yeah, in India we have our habits. Traditionally, our habits are good. Then generally we avoid spreading of diseases from animals, and we will maintain proper distance from our animals also. Our eating habits also not that much bad, but sanitation the aspects we have to take care, because in villages there are not public sanitation is not good. Drainages and public laboratories, they are not properly developed. And that is the reason, because of unhygienic conditions, sometimes the uh, diseases are spread from animals to human beings also through contamination, and contamination of food and water. And generally our food habits are not bad, even if we consume meat or poultry or uh, goat or sheep, but we cook properly, proper cooking, and that prevents many of the diseases from this goat, sheep, or poultry diseases we prevent. And I think in India, no, nobody has developed diseases from eating chicken. I think not. They cook properly, and there should not be any panic. Uh, and with this.